The Wish List by Barbara Ann Kipfler, 1997. $6.95 or 863 gems per dollar. A follow-up to 14,000 Ways to Type Brain Vomit, this is Barbara Ann Kipfler's list of 6,000 achievements to check off, many of them subjective, even more of them impossible. It jumps between be appointed ambassador to China, page 209, to be strong enough to lift a car, page 228. Those might be bad examples, since you could easily check both of those off by being Hulk Hogan and the ambassador to China in my screenplay, China Dad. The problem with handing the reins of your life over to a book is this, and it's only a theory. It seems like it's just some stupid bitch typing every single thing that pops into her head and publishing it. And to get a window into Barbara's brilliant mind, Weave My Own Baskets, page 262, follows shortly on the heels of Weave a Basket, page 107. She also gives you the option to check off both Learn to Box and Take Boxing Lessons. Maybe there's a box for Have the plot of the film Memento based on you, or Suffer multiple concussions in there somewhere. So if even the author and her worst person ever editor didn't read this book, what kind of person would? Luckily, I got this copy from a used bookstore, and it's been used. Scattered through the first half of the book, dozens and dozens of boxes have been lovingly checked off. Strange boxes. I'm going to use these as clues. I'm going to try and figure out who owned this book before me. Take a spacewalk. Check. This is a good clue. Not very many people walk in space. However, game designer Richard Garriott went into space last year with DNA samples from a ton of people, including Stephen Colbert, Stephen Hawking, and the American gladiator Beast. He would have taken Nitro's DNA into space, but that shit happens every time he jerks off. Boom! Oh, I guess maybe this doesn't narrow down our search field as much as I'd hoped. It does serve as a warning to any commercial aircraft flying over Nitro's hydraulic masturbation chamber, though. Have healthy children. Check. Looks like unfiltered solar radiation from the reader's spacewalk didn't have any harmful effects on his or her pulsing brood of baby eggs. This is much better news for them than it is for us. Squeeze the Pillsbury Doughboy just once to make him giggle. Check. He or she squeezed a fictional bread monster? Either this book owner missed with a pencil, or their time in outer space showed them things we can't imagine. Change my first name. Check. Smart. Very smart. They know we're on to them. Invent a floor surface that never needs cleaning. Check. What luck that the author of the book included such bizarre scientific achievement, and that the book made its way into the hands of the one person who achieved it. It's almost too perfect. Win an all-I-can-grab 10-minute spree in a mystery bookstore. Check. Wait, this is so weirdly specific that I'm starting to think this book was written backwards around the circumstances. Is this the author's own copy, written after returning from the stars? Maybe she got so tired of people leaving during the story of her 10-minute mystery novel shopping spree that she actually invented the circumstances where it could be appreciated. Invent bifocal contact lenses that work. Check. This narrows it down a bit more. It's either a long-dead Swiss physician Adolf Fick or his partner Edward Kalt. So we're dealing with time travel or a haunted book. I'll adjust my screaming accordingly. Make sure I make the choices that shape my life. Heartbreaking to fans of irony. This one wasn't checked. I guess the reader took one look at themselves, checking off boxes in a list of things to do with their life, and realized this particular one didn't apply. They must have had some kind of epiphany, because the frequency of box checking after this page dropped dramatically. They didn't even check off easy ones like sleep with the door open. Unless, was this owned by the ghost of an ancient eye doctor astronaut held prisoner in time jail on trumped-up charges from the floor cleaner industry? Avoid the symptoms of menopause. Check. Well, that throws a monkey wrench into my investigation. Okay, so now we're looking for a lunatic spacewoman with jumper cables attached to her reproductive system taking credit for inventing contact lenses. Eliminate roaches and rats forever. Check. Uh-oh. What the fuck does she have planned? Invent bug-resistant lettuce. Check. What? Whoever this book owner is, we haven't heard the last of them. Someday the scope of their grand plans will all be explained, but probably only to the super friends after they are shrunken and helpless inside tiny jars. 2002 Ways to Cheer Yourself Up, Cindy Haynes, 1998. $8.95 or 224 gems per dollar. Every day things fail and do the exact opposite of their intended purpose. Dirty sponges, landmines filled with medicine, fat girls stripping, a kraken that buys everyone pizza when you release it. But this book takes it to the next level. This book is like a diaper that melts into shit when you pee on it. For page after page, Cindy Haynes rewords "Give your life over to Christ" and "Try frozen yogurt" 1,001 different ways each. It's 2002 cries for help that your crushed soul can no longer answer. 507. Listen to Mariah Carey's song "Hero" to give yourself a little courage. Courage to do what? Put my head in the rope and jump? 1227. Try really, really hard to get excited about your life again. Picturing someone typing that really, really makes me want to cry. Fuck this. I have to stop reading this book before I press down on the razor. 2002 Ways to Say I Love You. Cindy Haynes and Dale Edwards, 1995. $5.95 or 336 gems per dollar. Books that Cindy Haynes writes with her husband Dale are more insane than depressing. The two of them wrote many 2002 something or other books together, and their love for each other, well, I'll let 1170 set the stage. Invite her childhood friends and their dolls to an old-fashioned tea party in her honor. My point is, they're so open with their saccharine wovey-dovey that it makes you feel like you're walking in on Care Bears fucking. They live in a world of surprise quilts, puns, and scavenger hunts that lead to love letters, and they want you to come along. 1566. Pretend not to notice his enlarging bald spot. Be sure to do this in a book the two of you are co-writing together, you total ore. 1620. Put a gone fishing sign on your office door and make love the rest of the afternoon. I have never dated a girl that let me call it that. 1359. Rake her leaves. I have gone out with girls that let me call it that, but never a second time. 889. Reassure him while he is waiting for test results to come back from the doctor. This really seems like basic human politeness rather than an act of love. It's a little scary that Dale's wife needs to remind herself not to say, "I bet your diseased dick urine sample melted through the doctor's gloves. He's going to come out here screaming and holding up sizzling nubs that used to be his hands, melted away by your super aids. Shit. You make this whole waiting room smell like a herp. I haven't had a date this bad since my last boyfriend took me to an STD clinic to dig for cans in the trash." 487. Hire a builder to build him his own think tank. Sure, lady, I can build your husband a think tank. An abstract concept like that's gonna cost you, though. Cannons and armor I can get my hands on, but human brains? I can't exactly walk into a schoolboy store and start lopping off heads. You know what I mean? Tell you what, lady, I'll blow my magic whistle 5 times in the elf tree tonight, and if you're still a fucking nut bar tomorrow, come on in and we'll work out a price. 1596. Have a toll booth in your home where you must kiss to pass through. Hey, Dale, thanks for having us over to watch the fights at your place, but I'm really tired of kissing you every time I have to take a piss. You got an alternate route to the bathroom, or are we gonna sit around being homos all day? 1616. Give her your life preserver when the ship is sinking. Dale thought of this one just before the pounding surf pulled him to a cold grave. He'll be missed, the poor, brave bastard. But with 386 ways to say I love you still left to write, could his widow carry on finishing the book? Here is the very next one. 1617. Put your out-of-season attire in storage to create more closet space for her clothes. She's so strong. She's the real Mariah Carey's hero. 402. Set the alarm clock for when he needs to get up. Thanks for the generous act of charity, bitch. Seriously, what harpy beast did this guy date before Cindy that this would be notable? Scree! I don't care if you need to get up at 7:30. My favorite number is noon. Plus, you know how clock buttons scratch my claws. Ah, look what you made me do. All this spraying stomach acid is ruining my lipstick. Caw! 797. Scare him to cure him of the hiccups. This is probably a lot easier when you're a woman-shaped swarm of insects surrounding an enchanted pig skull like Dale's wife. 1339. Put your feelings on the billboard of a local bus. He probably took out an ad that said, "Shooting her does no good. Each part of my wife must be individually burned to destroy her. We're too late. Evacuate the bus!"